Hey, what's up, guys? It was a long and turbulent flight back, but we made it safely, and I had a great time. And some of you have been thinking about making the trip to Ghana. How you doing? And I will tell you, I'm here to tell you that I recommend it. I think it will be a life-changing experience for you. I had a really great time. I felt really at home there. I've never felt more at home in a foreign land than I did there. It was really comforting. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Being back here, seeing things that are familiar, I enjoy that part. But as far as the city and the people and all of that, man, you can't beat that. I'm telling you, if you've never been to Africa, I kind of feel sorry for you if you have written it off. Like I know people that are just like, oh, I don't want to, why would I want to go to Africa? America, that's where I'm from. I'm American. And I'm like, oh, I feel bad for you. Because I'm not going to say you're not American. I'm saying that you're not just American, though. I think that's the point that I would make to people. So anyway, so yeah, this is not something for people that are scared of things that are different. But if you're looking for something that'll add value to your life, I think going to Ghana or any part of Africa could add value. And I'm about to sit down and eat. I'm waiting for them to seat me, so I might get interrupted because I may get seated. So I'm gonna greet some of you. Shout out what city you're from. Let me see. Good morning. How are you today? Good. Yes, ma'am. And can I sit on? Okay, actually, if I sit over there? Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. Jacksonville, okay. Okay, Estrella, or is that in Estrella? Estrella, okay. New York City for Cassandra. Fiber Lash Fever from Detroit. Do they accept half blacks as Africans? Well, here's the thing, right? This is just my theory, so take it with a grain of salt, because I'm just a dude talking shit on the internet. But my theory is that they ain't stupid. They know you ain't African in the sense of like having grown up in Africa. Most African Americans are lighter skinned because our ancestors got raped a lot. But they know, a lot of the people, they know the history, they know the connection, they know the lineage, they don't, and it's just like any other country where you cannot characterize an entire society, as one personality. You can't do that, right? Like, think about this. Imagine if some dumb fucker came to the United States and they met some, MAGA hat wearing, toothless, meth addicted redneck out of Tennessee. And they said, oh my God, everybody in the United States uses crystal meth. Well, that's not true. Or everybody in the United States loves Donald Trump. Well, that's not true. Or everybody in the United States is racist. Well, that's not true. So the thing about it is that, when people say, oh, those Africans do this, those Africans do that, that's as stupid as somebody saying, so sorry, I'm trying to make this thing stay straight. That's as dumb as somebody saying, oh, all those African Americans do this, all those African Americans do that. And it's just ignorant, it's stupid. Like, why would you say that? This thing is supposed to, I got the tripod, and it's supposed to sit still, and it isn't. It's flipping on. Hold on, guys, give me a second. Let me see if I can make this fucking thing stay straight. So anyway, Ghana's diverse. You have beautiful women, you have not so beautiful women. You have good people and you have not so good people. You have smart people, you have dumb people. You have tall, you have short. Right? So I know. Don't make fun of me, hip hop media. I am struggling. You're right. I'm trying to make this damn thing. Look. Every time I set it straight, it does like that. You see that? It just flips like that, and I don't know why. But anyway, it's just kind of one of those things where, I don't understand people that. Here's the way. Here's a little trick. Here's a little trick to help you not be so small-minded when it comes to how you evaluate other countries. Whenever you're tempted to make a generalization about another country, I want you to flip it and imagine somebody making that generalization about your country, right? So if somebody says, you know, oh my God, all those German women love black men, right? I heard a guy say that. Imagine if somebody said, oh, all American women love Asian men, right? Because they came to, you know, America and they met a lady who liked Asian men, or they met three who liked Asian men. Like, that would be silly, right? Because women like different kinds of men. They don't all like Asian men. They don't all like. I'm ready. I'm about to order some food right quick.
Can I get these?
You know what? Actually, I just realized I ate a little bit on the plane. I'm not as hungry as I thought I am. Can I get a glass of water and a cup of coffee, please?
Will that be all for you today?
For now. I may get something else. Thank you, though. So, you know, it's kind of unfortunate when I hear people make generalizations about Africa. How the fuck can you generalize 1.2 billion people? That's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Let me see here. Talk about how much money you were gouged trying to fly and how your son was left behind. Yeah, that did happen where there was a mistake with the ticket and the travel agent had to reimburse me. I got my money back because I'm not gonna let you take my money, you know. And it wasn't like he was trying to scam me. It was a mistake. He ordered a ticket that was a two-part ticket, and he had to change. It was actually an American, by the way. So if you're thinking like all those Africans are trying to scam people, no, actually this is an American. So do Americans scam people? Yeah, they do. There are scammers in America. So stop trying to think all the scammers live in Africa, you dumb fuck. So anyway, thank you very much. So anyway, and he wasn't scamming actually. It was it was a black travel agency, and they made a mistake. You know, he made a mistake and he made it right. We had some conversations, and I said, okay, somebody's going to have to make this right, and because I had to get another ticket, and I was really angry. And initially, I thought it was South Africa Airways' fault, but it wasn't. It was the travel agent made the mistake, but he took responsibility for his error, and I give him credit for that. And that's what I look for. I just want accountability. Like, if you make a mistake, it's okay. Just don't make a mistake and then act like I'm making a mistake. Somebody said, did I say African? I said gouging, dummy. Okay, you gotta go, man. You get your ass up out of here. Thank you very much. See, you understand, I got mods, they got my back. My mods will take you out. You come here talking that monkey shit. So anyway, let's see here. I plan on taking a trip. Somebody said, I plan on taking a trip to Africa next year. What places would you suggest? I don't know a lot about Africa in the sense of, you know, knowing as much as I'd like to know. I have been to Botswana, South Africa, Nigeria, and Ghana. That's where I've been. And I wanted to take a little trip to Sierra Leone, but it didn't work out. I didn't have the time on my schedule. But I am going to go to Sierra Leone at some point. What I really want to do is learn more about Ghana and get more deeply engaged with Ghana. But also, I want to learn about all the other countries that are in Africa. You know, I think there's so much there. And the thing about Africa that I've concluded is that the reason we feel like we have no power is because we're disconnected from our power base. You know, the African continent is your power base because that's the rich continent on earth, and you have claims to that. You know, and I think that where we're making a mistake in the whole reparations conversation is we want to act like Africa isn't real or that it doesn't exist. Let me see if I can flip this over. Let me see what happens when I flip this thing. Okay, let's see here. This thing will not stay up straight, will it? Let's try it this way. Nope, that made it worse. Let's try it that way. Nope, still didn't work. So I guess I gotta hold it. I hate this. This is making me mad. Let me see. Hold on, guys. Let me try this. Let's see. Okay, one more try, and if it flips, I'm just holding it with my hand. It's still not working. Okay, I'll try it later. But anyway, turn off your auto rotate. Okay, I don't know how to turn it off, Henry. I'm sorry, man. Where are the blood diamonds? All over the place. Yeah. Africa ain't no perfect place. It's just, I mean, you know, the U.S. ain't perfect. And I think that for black people, going to Africa, you see a few different things, right? The things that stick out to me are, you know, I felt a lot of love. There's a lot of love and a lot of empowerment that you get when you go to a place where everybody's black. That's a really amazing feeling, and it's better than like Atlanta. because unfortunately Atlanta's a good place with a lot of good people, but Atlanta's also got a lot of misguided people trying to, how you gonna be 20 years old and your dream in life is to become a reality TV star, or or I would see rappers shooting videos where you could tell the dudes ain't got no money, but they pretending like they get a rented Lamborghini and fake money, and they because they got that what they call movie money, where you could throw the money in the air, pretend like it's your money, like you really made it. And I'm like, how you got all that money when you ain't even made an album? Maybe you selling dope or something, so maybe you got money that way, but actually a lot of rappers get fake money and they'll throw up fake money, and that's just we have a lot of bad habits that we pick up because we don't have any culture. Bad habits that kind of are very self-destructive, that are not good for building family, not good for building community, not good for building good people, not good for building strong children, not good for building anything. And we think that's who we are, So I think that kind of seeing African culture a little bit, in terms of how they value family. They really value family. I met a lot of kings. I met kings. I met kings. I did not meet the Ghanaian president. I sat in his office. The president of Guinea came to visit, and we could not meet because he had to go meet with the president of Guinea. The president of Guinea is more important than me, right? But I did speak with his lawyer. I met, kings of villages. I met chiefs. They actually chief, from what Princess Okasi said, the term chief, I got to look this up and dig up the history, but she basically explained that the chief concept came from the Europeans, that they said only a white man can be a king. So they took a lot of the kings and turned them into chiefs. But again, don't quote me on that because I'm not a history expert yet. But I did meet a lot of powerful men. And I saw something I don't see a lot of in the United States. I saw powerful men, I saw professional men, I saw, just good men, who wasn't trying to be rappers and ballers and, define themselves by how well they can throw a football. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with that. It just means that we're kind of typecast, like we're in a box here in America. Like you have a role, you have a position. And whenever you try to go out of that position, the white man sets you straight and says, play your position, bitch. That's what he does to the black man. He says, what are you doing over here? Trying to do science. Play your position. What if I could set this thing and get it to hold it in place? Okay, it's still a little crooked, but maybe this will work. Here we go. Okay, look at that. Engineering on the spot. I got my glass set up where it's blocking the thing from flipping over. And I think for black people in America, your problem is that, the white man has stolen a lot of things from you, but a couple of things he stole from you that are really precious and valuable that the rest of the world still has access to is he stole a lot of your dignity. When I'm over here and I'm meeting black men that are, president or, king, attorneys, businessmen, CEOs, I'm seeing pride, man. I'm seeing, black men. I was with a brother out of Detroit named Greg Jackson. He was part of our group, and he owns several auto dealerships in Detroit. And Greg is, was sitting there scouting out a $50 million building that he wanted to buy. And, and I'm gonna tell you, there's something very empowering as a black man when you're seeing black men sitting around. He's sitting around with the lawyers, the head of aviation or something. I think the head of the airport and a couple other people. And they're all these, powerful black men are sitting around. And there's billionaire Mike Roberts, right, who owns several hotels and cell phone companies, digital communications companies. It's very cool to see powerful black men sitting around not figuring out how to get on a reality TV show, not sitting around talking about, their baby's mamas, not talking about, sitting there just chilling in the trap doing nothing, you know what I mean? Like, not trying to get an NFL deal, but making boss moves, like talking like bosses, like basically saying, well, I put 20 million into the building. I'm looking for partners, but I'd be willing to be bought out. If you want to own the building, we got to spend $100,000 doing the due diligence on the building. And, and it's cool. Like, I think black men should be having conversations like that too. It doesn't mean that you can't be involved in all the things that happen in life. But the problem for you as black people in many cases is that they limit you. They limit your worldview. They limit your perspective. They took Africa from you because They want you to think that all you have is what they give you. They want you to think that all you can be is whatever they tell you you can be. And what I saw in Africa is I saw people being everything. I saw black people gaining their humanity again, right? In Ghana, you see black people that are rich. You see black people that are poor. Poverty is an issue. I wish I could fix that. When I hire people in Ghana, I'm not going to pay them what some of those people are making. I'm just not going to do it. I don't care what it does to the labor market. I give them zero shits. I'm not going to pay them. You know, I know, sure, I know you might be willing to work for me for $5 a day, but I'm not going to pay you $5 a day, you know, because why would I do that? If I'm making money and I'm succeeding, why would I be so much of a capitalist and I'm going to really pay somebody $6 a day, $7 a day? I can't do that. You know, so the poverty is a challenge, man. It actually kind of bothered me a little bit, but you know, but at the same time, I also saw decency, integrity, love, commitment to family, commitment to education, commitment to self-improvement. I met brothers on the street that were selling things to me that wanted to learn from us. They want to be a part of what we're doing in the Black Business School because they want to establish trade relationships where they can ship their products to the United States and we can help them sell them at a higher price than what they get in Ghana. And so I was thinking, okay, these are little things I can do. You know, I met some young brothers about 22 years old and I said to my son, I said, you know, the least we can do is maybe set up a way where these brothers can make money without having to go out in 90-degree heat and chase people down outside their cars to get a sale. I don't like that. I think that that's where we can contribute, but it doesn't mean it has to be a one-way street. You know, labor is an incredibly valuable commodity. So if you get somebody that is able to work hard for you and do a good job and is willing to learn, then you benefit too, you know? So it ain't like I'm over here doing charity. Africa is not a charity case. Africa's not a charity case. Like, I don't want y'all to think, like, I just don't understand the anti-Pan-Africanist sentiment that's out there, you know, where people who just want to write it off. I think most people, in fact, I was, you know, I mentioned this, I'll probably mention a couple more times for the people in the back to make sure everybody gets it, is if anybody tells you bad things about Africa, don't get mad, don't fight them, just ask them, just say, how many times have you been to Africa? You know, when's the last time you were there? You know, and they're usually going to be quiet, but they're going to be pissed at you for asking that question because they know that you struck a vulnerability. What you've done is you hit, you know, the target on the head by exposing how white supremacy limits your thinking. You know, never be that person who writes something off when they haven't even tried it. You know, they can say, look, I don't really know if I want to try it. I'm not interested in trying it. That's fine. But if they're talking bad about something they haven't tried, then they really are speaking from a position of ignorance, okay? So don't go through life speaking from a position of ignorance. You know, that's why I'm not a Trump supporter, but I listen to Trump supporters because I like to understand, well, what made you, why did he appeal to you? You know, and people don't like that because everybody thinks you're supposed to ignore people who disagree with you. But I don't think that way. In academia, you were not, you know, that made you stupid. We knew this, you know, we're scholars, we're thinkers, that's what we did for a living. And one thing that we knew for sure is that if you refuse to listen to all dissenting points of view, then you were going to be a dumb motherfucker. And we got a lot of dumb motherfuckers out here. You got dumb motherfuckers in black leadership. You got dumb people influencing hundreds of thousands of black people. And it's causing you to lose as a community. So let me see. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button, please do that. And somebody made a donation. I didn't see your name because I'm on my phone, but I want to say thank you. Whoever you are, I want to say thank you very much. Let's see, gatekeepers. Yep, absolutely. Been there several times and it's an eye-opener. Yes, virtuous women. Yeah, did you feel like you were at home there? I tell you, even just being in the airport and everybody being black, was like, wow, this feels good. I don't know why, but this is good. And they were just good people. They weren't, you know, I didn't run into a single person that I felt was trying to hurt me or scam me or whatever. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen. You know, you have scammers in every country. You go to Chicago, I could take you to neighborhoods where you'll get robbed very quickly or you might get shot. Like you come to Chicago, I can take you places where bad things will happen to you. But that does not define the entirety of Chicago. Chicago is a beautiful place with great people. Most of them, anyway. But they got corrupt politicians. A lot more death here than you have in, you know, at least in Ghana. I mean, it's... Anyway, let me keep going. let's see here. Okay, so you're doing business there. So what is it getting kickbacks on over the price trip? I don't know what that means. I did pay my own way to go to Ghana. There is a group I travel with. The way I ended up in Ghana was billionaire Mike Roberts called me and invited me to go. I respect Mike. He's not just a billionaire, he's a black billionaire. And he's not just a black billionaire, he's a black billionaire who knows he's black. That's really important to me because I don't hang out with a lot of celebrities because typically when you do that well, it's because you're serving white supremacy, and I can't do that. I can't get involved with people with situations that are going to undermine the purpose of what we're trying to do. I believe in black independence. I believe in the black core of three. The black core of three is that we should educate our own children, create our own jobs, and support black businesses. I believe in that very deeply. And so when you tell me that, you know, being black is limiting or problematic or too risky, I ain't got time to hear that shit because life is short, man. I'm trying to get shit in before I die, before I get old and die. I don't have time to have you tell me why you're scared to be black. Like, I'll just put you to the side and I'm just gonna keep hustling, keep it moving, because I do have faith in God that it's gonna all work out. Give me 1 second, hold on. I'm ready for the check whenever you are, but no rush. So Mike Roberts called me and I agreed to go. I did not ask him to cover my travel because I want to contribute. I knew black businesses there is a black business that it was called Return of the Royals that invited us over. I don't think they invite everybody though. It's not like everybody gets that same experience, but T.I. was part of the group somehow, and I don't know how that happened, but I think it's an exclusive invitation. I'm not sure. But I did not one single time ever even say, hey, y'all gonna cover my trip? Because here's the thing, right? People offer me things for free all the time, but I don't, because they want promotion or whatever. But most of the time I'm gonna pay you even if you offer to me for free because I don't wanna drain a black business. Whenever somebody, and this is something you should say to all those people that want black businesses to give things away for free. When they want stuff for free from black businesses, but they go pay white businesses, like seriously, like, thank you very much. Like, there's so many black people who will call a black man a scammer because his book costs $25 or whatever, but they'll go drop hundreds of dollars with white people and won't say shit. So when I see Negroes on the internet going out of their way to say somebody's a scammer, if they come bring that to me, I'll be like, I'm sorry, I don't have time to worry about the fact that you think that Negro took your $35 unfairly when you just gave white people like $1,000 this month and didn't say a goddamn word, didn't say shit, didn't even blink an eye. Ain't there one YouTube video about white businesses that are robbing you but will go out of your way to attack black people who just trying to get some shit off the ground, who just trying to get something going? Seriously, do you know how many black people, I'm gonna tell you, if I ever did an expose on the black people who have businesses, and some of these are well-known people you might even know their names, where I didn't like the ethics of what they were doing, or I thought it was a problem, I could do 50 videos on black people I've seen where I'd be like, you're not getting my money, man, because that's a little shady. I don't do it because I got bigger fish to fry. How am I gonna go after the black man first when the white man's doing all the robbing? That makes you look like Oprah, you jackass. Seriously, Oprah's like, we've got to deal with the predators. We must protect our girls. So we got to go get Michael Jackson. Dig his dead body up. He said, but Michael's dead, Oprah. You know he can't hurt no. We got to go exhume his body, and we're gonna try him from the grave. We're gonna hold a trial and we're gonna kill him twice. Bitch, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't. First time I ever said that word okay. I don't think I've ever said that word because I don't believe in being disrespectful to women. I'm sorry. I take that back. But are you kidding me? Are you serious? and you were tongue kissing Harvey Weinstein, like, for real? Are you serious right now? But I think that's like Negroitis. Like, that Negroitis is where we are so hard on our own people that it is ridiculous. And I think some of it just stems from jealousy and competition, crabs in a barrel. You know, like when you had the competition where Tariq Nasheed had, put together his FBA convention, and I'm going to speak at his convention. I told him I'd do it because I like Tariq. And then Yvette and Carnell and Tone feel like, well, that's you're competing, you're creating a competing convention. That ain't right. That ain't right. And I'm like, can the black community have more than one convention? White people have 50,000 conventions, man. You really think the whole black community is only allowed to have one convention a year? Are you kidding me? Are you serious? What the fuck is wrong with you? My God. Like, so, I'm sorry. You know what? I'm turning real negative right now, and I don't want to be negative. I apologize. But sometimes coonery just makes you angry. You ever get mad, like when you just want to choke the black community? Like, you just want to, like, if you could choke all of us, like, at the same time and bitch slap every single one of us. It's like that's how you feel. And the thing is, we all have this. We all have this whole problem with limiting behavior, limited thinking, competition where there should be cooperation. I'm gonna just tell y'all like this. Sometimes you gotta fight a war. Sometimes you can't help but somebody's just determined to be your enemy, or they're determined to hurt you, or determined to take something from you, or whatever, and you got to fight them. But if you can make a friend instead of an enemy, you should always aim for friendship. In fact, the best way to fight your enemy is to turn that enemy into a friend. And I'm gonna tell you, most of the people that have defined themselves to be my enemy, I don't really feel like I have any enemies. I just really don't think about it like that. But any of those people, if they called me and extended an olive branch and said, okay, let's start the conversation with where we agree as opposed to where we disagree, and let's be friends, because if you help me and I help you, then we're helping each other and we both win. Let's be friends. I would be so open to that. I would be like, okay, absolutely. Let's let bygones be bygones. What would you need me to apologize for? Somebody said Dr. Umar. Yeah, Umar would be a great example, right? I don't agree with everything Umar does. I don't, I'm not, I have some philosophical challenges in terms of the gravity of one school. Like, white people have 10,000 schools. We're trying to build one. What the fuck? You need 10,000 schools, not one. So I don't think one school is gonna save the whole black community. That's my point. A chain of schools, like I think raising, $500 million, right? Like, for example, if black people were to take the amount of money that we're going to give to Disney, that we're going to donate to Disney, that we're going to donate to white people when they put out Black Panther 2, if we took that money, that same amount of money, and put that into a fund to build a chain of black schools, we could educate the majority of our children on our own. I really believe, I know we could do this, right? We just don't have the confidence. But, and I think that's what it takes. I study warfare a lot. I watch all kinds of documentaries about wars and the Civil War, World War I, World War II, stuff like that. I'm not an expert on everything, but I know a few things. And one thing I know about war is that to win a war, you don't need one super soldier. You can't win a war with one superhero, like one great leader that just is the greatest thing ever. You need millions of soldiers. You need hundreds or thousands of leaders. You need the ability to mass produce your weapons, your tools, your defense systems, right? You need something that is industrial in terms of scale. Like, you need, when you're talking about black people really rising about this thing called white supremacy, you're not fighting against a man. You're fighting against the system, right? Fighting a man it takes one type of mentality. You can say, okay, I'm gonna go get that dude. I'm gonna sneak up on him. I'm gonna catch him slipping. I'm gonna stab him in his neck, and it's gonna be over. You're not fighting a man. You're fighting a system that has millions of soldiers committed to that system. And so, when you talk about leadership, I encourage you to kind of rethink this idea. I know we get excited because we'll see one guy who's really charismatic and got a silver tongue and speaks and it really flows, and we really get into that. But at the end of the day, the question becomes, what sort of structured, organizational, mass-produced effort is being put in place that is creating a system that's going to challenge a system? To fight a system, you need a system. You need codes of conduct. You need organization. So for example, when I tell you guys about the Black Core of Three, Black people should educate our own children, create our own jobs, and support Black business. That's a system that I want you to implement in your family. Like, okay, we educate our own so they don't get brainwashed. We create our own jobs so we're not begging other people to give us jobs. And we support Black businesses to keep money in our community. Another model, we have the KID model for turning your child into a millionaire. Knowledge, investment, discipline. I broke that down in a lecture in the Black Business School. We have the COST model of cooperative economics, COST. It stands for contribute, own, save, invest, target. We have the POISE model for children to become wealthy. POISE stands for producer, owner, investor, saver, entrepreneur, right? So this is not perfect, right? I am not the one who has all the answers, but what I try to think about are simple, systematic ways that we can get at least hundreds of thousands of us on code in terms of shifting our behavior, right? In fact, that's the book I'm working on. I'm actually working on a manual that's basically, the working title is The Black Economic Code of Conduct. How you can be on code with yourself, what it means to be on code with your family, what it means to be on code with your community, what it means to be on code with your business partners, what it means to be on code with your, with your future self, right? Because if you keep getting off code and you keep getting all disorganized and chaotic and just randomly emotionally throwing shit around, you'll never win. Because while you're sitting around screaming and hollering and screaming hallelujah and praying to white Jesus and begging and fighting and all this other stuff, they're organizing. They're holding conferences on how they're going to basically come and take all your fucking resources and carve that shit up and make themselves rich. Seriously, and how they're going to exterminate you in the process. I don't know if you guys know that about 100 years ago, the Europeans were all fighting each other. They were acting, kind of ridiculous, fighting each other over Africa. And somebody basically said, look, let's get on code. Let's sit down. We're going to have a meeting. And we're going to take Africa, the map of Africa, and we're going to chop it up into pieces, and everybody's going to get a piece. Everybody's going to get paid. Everybody's going to eat. Because if we keep fighting each other over Africa, then we will never control and be able to manage all these people, right? So we got to get on code, man. We got to get on code, seriously. So let me see here. Aquarius, thank you for your donation. He says, for a year-long African Center curriculum for Black children, visit us online at Aquarius School for Kids. That's Aquarius School for Kids. All right, so check out Aquarius School for Kids. Do a search online. You can find it. Yes, the Berlin Cups. That's right. That's right, Vicky. I've been to Ghana, Accra, and Lagos. Yeah, Lagos is whew, that's a heck of a city, boy. Let's see, with 1.3 trillion in spending power. Well, let's say, Eric, I would say, I don't call that spending power. I would say 1.3 trillion in investing power. So the question is, are you going to use that power or investing potential? How about that? But yeah, the 1.3 trillion that we spend every year is actually almost half of the total gross domestic product of all of Africa put together. So, so never ever let anybody make you think that you're poor, because you're not poor. 40 million of you have more money to spend than 1.2 billion people in Africa. And that's not more money, but half as much money. Here's another thing that's interesting. When you go to African countries, you're gonna find that poverty takes a different definition. Has anybody been to another country and seen like extreme poverty, like how the rest of the world lives? Like everybody tells us African Americans are poor, but if you go to other countries, you really see something that is very eye-opening. There are people in other countries that would give anything to live the way you live, to have the opportunities that you have. Like, seriously, I mean, there are people, even in the hotel, the people that worked in our hotel had good jobs, and they were making less than $200 a month. And it ain't like everything over there is super cheap. I mean, the stuff I was buying, it wasn't like that. Now, mind you, they were charging me tourist prices, and I knew that, and I don't mind paying, because it's like, if I'm gonna make it rain on the white man, I'm gonna make it rain on my people. So whatever your price was, I would tell you to keep the change. I was throwing money, spend as much money as I could, because I want to support Black people. I just believe in that. But at the same time, you have a lot here. You have a lot to work with, and I think that the challenge that you have is that it's not structured and organized. It takes 3 C's to build an economy. That's another model that we teach in the Black Business School. The 3 C's of an economy is a market for capital, a market for contractors, and a market for customers. So one of the markets for customers, is a market where there's buyers and there's sellers. You tend to be the buyers. White people tend to be the sellers. You are the consumers. They are the producers. You give them money. They give you shit. They give you, toys and shit, and or Jordans or movie tickets, right? And so they're always thinking about, okay, black people have all this money and they're giving it all away. So what can we produce that will get them to give us their money? Now, there's nothing wrong with being a producer. There's nothing wrong with them selling you something. What's wrong is when you're not getting both sides of the equation. When you are always the consumer and never the producer, that's like having sex with somebody where every time you have sex, they have a great experience and you don't. You're serving them, but they're not serving you. They walk away feeling good, and you walk away feeling like shit. Like, that's not good sex, right? But sex itself is not bad. It's the fact that you're not negotiating what you deserve from that experience. Do you follow what I'm saying? Give me a yes or no if you get what I'm saying, right? Like, making economic love is just like making regular love. If one person enjoys it and the other person doesn't, then one person was screwing, the other person just got screwed, and literally and figuratively, and that does not work. So what I encourage you to do is, I'm not saying don't make love. I'm saying make it good for yourself. Get what you deserve. Get the experience that's going to make you feel good too. Be a producer and a consumer. Don't just be a consumer. Don't just be an employee. Be an employee and an owner of something, right? You got to do both, right? That's very important in an economy. So anyway, I'm going to go in a second. And if you could, please hit the thumbs up button. Please share, please subscribe. I'm whispering because I'm in a restaurant and I don't want to be all rude to the people around here. And I'm going to check back in a little bit later. I got to go I'm going to go to my terminal or whatever and get ready for my flight. But you guys have a great day. And also, if you want to see some of the stuff we have going on in the Black Business School, you can go to drboyceseminars.com. That's drboyceseminars.com. We have a couple seminars coming up on credit repair. Dr. Claude Anderson is going to do a masterclass with us in the Black Business School that starts in January. It took a while to get it all set up, but we wanted to put some wealth into Dr. Anderson's pockets because he gives so much to the community. So we're doing a Powernomics masterclass, and so I encourage you to consider it. What I'll do is I'll give you a code and you can get a discount on it. The first 100 people to sign up can get a major discount on it, and I'll announce that pretty soon. But if you want to learn more, you can go to drboyceseminars.com. That's drboyceseminars.com. All right, guys. So take care. Have a good day. And it was a lot of fun seeing you guys. Talk to you later. Peace.